Hello, I'm Colby Meads. Today I'm here to clarify why student athletes for universities should be paid and be able to make money off their fame. According to NCAA's Finances and Intercollegiate Athletic Database states the NCAA made almost $19 billion in revenue in 2019. Also, only 19.4% of that revenue benefits the student athlete, and that's for athletic student aid. Athletes should be able to have some sort of income from that $19 million for standard living fees. As a big college sports fan, I spend a solid amount of my money on either gear, media streaming, tickets, or other. I would like to know some of my money is going towards the athletes everyone come and support and benefit them in a positive way. Not just building new multi-million-dollar resources for the team, giving the head coach a higher salary, or the 12% of the $19 billion salary that gets spent on other, according to the NCAA Finances of Intercollegiate Athletic Database. That's $2.4 billion universities are spending and not even telling the public on what. Also, being a student at a university, I have a lot of friends that are athletes and very busy balancing school and their sport. Them having a job at the same time is very difficult and almost impossible while in season. Student athletes enrolled in universities should receive income and make money from name and likeness. First, I'll talk about athletes' schedules and their limited time. Then I'll discuss the amount of money universities make and what they decide to do with it. Lastly, I'll talk about why athletes should be able to make money off their name. First off, let's talk about a student athlete and their busy schedules. A student athlete is a participant in an organized competitive sport sponsored by the educational institution in which the student athlete is enrolled. Student athletes are full-time students and athletes at the same time. Student athletes have busy schedules and limited time. First, according to Mark Edelman, senior contributor at Forbes, the typical Division I college football player devotes 43.3 hours per week to the sport. That is 3.3 more hours than typical American work week. That is a lot of time, I would say, especially after 4 or more years of it. Athletes are the same as employees for the universities. They put in just many hours or more. That is just in their sport, not in school. Athletes are required usually to take more than the minimum 12 credits for being a full-time student. I asked current football player Elias DeWaters for the University of Montana how many required credits he has to take. Elias responded with 15 or more credits. That is a lot of credits to take while also spending 43.3 hours per week on just football. How can you not be getting extra money from the university, not counting free tuition? I feel just because they're on full scholarship, they feel kids don't need any more money. But realistically, most of these kids come from harsh backgrounds, and sports is their only way out and a real path in life. So athletes don't always come with rich parents or loaded wallets. Most kids are going to need a job to survive with no other income. Now they are doing 20 hours a week on work, 30 plus hours on their sport, and another 20 hours on school work and class. That is way too much to ask from anybody. Student athletes should be paid a certain budget for the whole year. They have very limited time throughout the school year and season. Now let's talk about the revenue the universities pull in every single year. Universities make a ridiculous amount of money. Like I said, according to NCAA's Finances and Intercollegiate Athletic Database, states the NCAA made almost $19 billion in revenue in 2019. College sports make some of the most money in the world. None of this money is made without the student athlete. They are the reason the universities are making so much money, but will not pay them a dime except their tuition. The athletes deserve to have some of this revenue. Secondly, the NCAA Finances and Intercollegiate Athletic Database states the NCAA spends 19.4% of their $19 billion revenue on coach compensation, which is $3.5 billion. I feel that some of the money universities are giving coaches could go to the players for important needs. Players don't even necessarily need a lot of money. It could be as simple as $500 a month. That would make the biggest difference. Lastly, according to the NCAA Finances and Intercollegiate Athletic Database, states that the universities spend $2.4 billion on other. That is 12% of the total revenue. Who knows what universities are doing with their extra money? There's so much money floating around in these universities, it's no secret. Every student athlete deserves income from the school they are enrolled in. Athletes shouldn't just make money off the university, they should be making money off their names. Athletes work very hard to get where they're at, so if they have a big name, they deserve to be able to make money off their name. According to Bleacher Report, the NCAA currently prohibits student athletes from selling autographs, accepting money as gifts, and having contact with an agent without losing their amateur status and becoming ineligible to continue playing in NCAA games. First, if a university won't pay the athletes, this would allow some sort of income or allow the gifts to the players. This would benefit the players and the university. If the university didn't want to give their money away to the student athletes, players would be able to sell autographs and get endorsement deals from companies that could change their life forever. Secondly, student athletes should be able to make money off their name because a simple injury could ruin their whole college career and their hopes for the pros. According to Pro Athlete Law Group, in the NCAA there are 20,718 football injuries a year. Some of those are career-ending injuries. That means if they allow a student athlete to make money off their name through college, they happen to get in an injury, they will still have some income from while they were in college, with no chance of making any pro. In conclusion, athletes should be able to make money off their name and likeness. Athletes have very limited time, busy schedules. Universities acquire way too much money to not pay the players, and athletes making money off their name would benefit the athletes and the university. These are all great reasons why student athletes should be paid by the university or be able to make money off their name. According to Denver Channel, the NCAA announced in October 2019 its Board of Governors has unanimously voted to allow student athletes to profit off their own image and likeness. NCAA says it hopes to adopt the new rules no later than 2021. The NCAA made a good decision, and now they're doing the right thing for the student athletes, hopefully one step at a time to make progress on benefiting the student athlete forever. Thank you.